Seasoned advertising creative Melusi's popular Facebook page that teaches his followers IsiZulu words, concepts and phrases called MELUSI'S Everyday Zulu. Well, he has now taken some of his popular postings and put together a hilarious description of Zulu words and phrases that poke fun at our differences and make us laugh out loud at ourselves in a book titled MELUSI'S Everyday Zulu. There is Zulu in all of us. Now, to tell us more about his book, let's now chat to him who joins us in studio. Baba, a very good morning to you and welcome.
No, thank you, Mnumzane.
Now, before we talk about the book, let's first talk about your Facebook page, your idea. How did it first start for you to start a Facebook page before, which actually gave birth to this book?
There were many facets to it, but I think the most pertinent one was the fact that I've been working in advertising for 20 years, as you've said, seasoned creative, and one of my biggest issues was the fact that the industry doesn't really treat indigenous South African languages with respect. So that was my first, to showcase our languages. So I just happened to be Zulu, so that's the one language that I could showcase, and that's where it really started.
Okay.
Yeah.
So how do you choose the words that you post every day? I mean, how do you decide on a certain word for the day?
It varies. Sometimes the word comes first and then I build a story around it. Sometimes the story comes first and I go, okay, which word would work? A lot of it though has got to do with the news. So I watch the news and I see that people are up to nonsense and I write about that.
Okay. When I went through this book, I get a sense that, it's so many short stories, but in the context of the Zulu language. What genre does this book fall under?
I don't know if there's a genre called nonsense. No, I'm kidding. I think most of it is just humor. I'm just a guy observing the world around me and having a laugh, really. Okay. Yeah.
So which are some of your personal favorites? I know you talk of Mosha, Mudle Maliake, Oksalayo, and my favorite is Ulahlile. So which one is yours?
Vele. My favorite word is vele, indeed. If you're going to gossip and be caught out while you're gossiping, you might as well just stand by it and say vele. You can't be a gossip and a coward. You know what I mean? So for me, vele is very important.
Okay.
Yeah.
You're also known on social media as one who teaches people the IsiZulu language one word at a time.
Yes.
Do you think and feel that your vision has now come to fruition?
Look, I think for me, the vision is not really to teach people IsiZulu. It's to get people interested in each other's worlds, interested in each other's languages. And I can see that on my platform starting to happen, but I'm just one guy with one Facebook page, you know what I mean? So I don't know how much of a difference that makes, but I hope the people that are on the page then carry that spirit forward and share it with other people around them.
Okay, so what does this book say about African languages and, how they are portrayed in the South African literary landscape?
Look, I think, literary landscape, that's a pretty difficult one because I still write in English. But I think it is really important, if you're going to live in Africa, you have to speak African languages. So I find it ridiculous that some people have no interest whatsoever. So I think it's important. I'm learning other languages as well. I'm trying to learn Chiven, pretty difficult for me. But I really think it's important that we learn each other's languages because only then do we get to understand each other, not just verbally, but languages expose a lot about a culture and a people.
Okay. So how do you do it, Melusi? Do you think in English and then translate it to Zulu, or do you think of a certain word in Zulu and then translate it to English?
I've never really applied my mind to what language I think in, but I think in IsiZulu first, and then I translate it to English.
Okay.
So I speak English like I'm speaking English with you, but in my head, things operate in IsiZulu. Yeah.
Okay. So where do you see your Facebook page going? Do you think you will find yourself running out of words to post per day?
Look, I don't think I'd ever run out of words. And it's a good thing that I do one a day, right? Hopefully, my vision is that other people do similar things in their own languages. So I'm not a Muzulu fundamentalist. This is not about promoting IsiZulu and we must all speak IsiZulu. It's about celebrating my language and hopefully inspiring other people to celebrate their own.
So what kind of feedback have you been getting?
It depends on the day.
Actually,
on some days, people are angry with me because I've said some upsetting political things. On other days,
That's actually my favorite word.
On other days, we're good.
Okay.
I mean, the land issue gets us fighting a lot. You know, yeah. I touch on topics such as those.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I see you've been touching on some political issues as well.
Yes, no, I don't let the politicians get away with it. I make sure to call them out.
So where do we get hold of this book?
The book is available at Exclusive Books as well as online at loot.com or is it .co.za, I don't know, Loot, as well as Take a Lot on Amazon. Yeah.
All right. Baba, thank you so much for joining us.
No, bonga mina.
All right. That was advertising creative Melusi Chabalala, and he's been speaking to us about his latest book titled Melusi's Everyday Zulu. There is Zulu in all of us. The book is now available at all major bookstores around the country. And for those that want to get himself a copy, well, you can also send us some of the books that you're currently reading or have read. And by doing so, you can find yourself joining us live in studio for our Sunday book review feature to talk about some of your favorite books. All you have to do is simply to email, Instagram, or tweet us a picture and a relevant caption of your pick of the week, must read for 2018, your current read, and the one you're hoping was going to be great but turned out to be rather disappointing. Use our social media platforms. We are at Morning Live SABC or hashtag Morning Live SABC on Twitter. On Facebook, we are Morning Live SABC. Instagram us using at Morning Live SABC or simply email morninglive@sabc.co.za. It is 19 minutes before 8 o'clock. Let's go for coffee now, shall we?